Good day, everyone. This is Annie Osley. I'm your financial doctor, and I'm absolutely happy to announce that today we will have Annie Hardock with me as my guest, who will be talking about, the amazing things that she's doing. And many of you might already know her as part of my network. She's a networking queen. She's the founder of two amazing networks, which is United Network for Growth and the Oxbridge Networking Group. But many of you don't know that she's actually an amazing business owner as well. And she has an Abacus Math Center. And, I'm a mom and I have two children, and I'm really, really grateful to showcase people who are really giving back to the community and helping, also our families to grow and do something else, especially in the current, COVID situation when schooling was so uncertain and so on. So I invited Annie today to make sure that we learn a little bit more about this side of her business. And Annie, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. How are you?
Good, thank you, Annie. Thank you for giving me the time, your time to hear what I have to say today. And you've been really an expert in the musical financial doctor, that's a top financial specialist with the RBC in Canada. And I'm just honored to have this opportunity to speak to your network and tell you a little bit about what I do. In helping children.
Perfect, Annie. Okay, really appreciate it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this Abacus Math Center? What is it that you're doing? And I see that you are actually there right now, so it's really, really cute, seeing the computers and the little tools and everything else. So tell us a little bit more.
Yes. The Abacus method of learning math is very different than what children learn from school. It is an easy and fun way to learn math. We teach children age 6 to 12 and visualizing the abacus to do math. So instead of seeing numbers, they actually visualize an image of the abacus and manipulating the beats, and that's how they get the answer. And it'll be very fast, and they can process a large volume of information just because of this method. And let me tell you the story. This method, the Chinese abacus, or the Japanese, they call it solobarn. It's hundreds of years of history, right? It is a calculation tool that's been used for hundreds of years. And this method that using the abacus method to do math is just about 70 years, because people never think about using that method and training to do the basic calculations like adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division using the abacus method. So because of the visualization of beats movement, it's actually using the other side of the brain, the right side of the brain, so it can process a lot of information easily and quickly. That's something that kids don't see it at school. They don't teach this method. And we have been teaching this after school method. I have been teaching it for 10 years, but ABS has been teaching it since 1995 in Canada.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit more. I mean, I understand that this must be something very different from school, because you just said that, there's a visualization involved, there's tactical things involved because they are using the beads and so on. But tell us a little bit more in terms of how is this method different from what the children would be learning at school?
Yes. So as simple as even adding 4 plus 5, right? So with the abacus, they have a pattern, I know you're you are the music expert, so you read music notes, right?
Yes.
Yes. And on an abacus, that's how you determine where the numbers are. See these little bits? So that one is actually a teacher's abacus. Mm-hmm. The little one is for children, mm-hmm. right? So it's a very fine motor skills. That's one. It's mm-hmm. teaching them with the fine motor skills, right? So the image on, look at this abacus. There's only one beat at the top and 4 at the bottom. So from the lower beats, if I push one beat up, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's simple, right? So if I wanted 4 minus 3, we just take away 3 beats, right? And that's just left with 1. But I'm not trying to show you here. This on Zoom is really difficult, right? So that's why we actually offer like online lesson. So we do have our own application, which is Digital Abacus. So children will see it on the screen. It's digital manipulating the beats on the screen, right? So after they learn how to recognize number, what we call beats recognitions is recognizing the number 1 to 9 on the abacus. You see the top beat, there's only one beat at the top. That's actually represent the number 5. So it's a very different way of seeing numbers, right? So in their mind, when I say 3, instead of seeing the number 3, they would actually see 3 beats on the abacus, right? And then if I say like 5, there's only they seeing 1 beat, but at the top position. Just like reading music, since you read music and I read music too. So a middle C, like where the C note is, right? If you just write a letter C, you don't really know where it is on the keyboard. But when you see it on the staff, you know whether it's a middle C or a higher C, right? How many octaves higher? You see it and you visualize it right away. So there's no different than seeing the abacus to recognizing a number, right? Number 4, you see 4 beats, right? Like, and then if I see 5, you just see the 1. But also by the column where the position of it, I can see whether it's a 10, whether it's a 1, is a 10, or 100, and so on. It's the position of the beats on the abacus that determine what number that is. If you can calculate that music. So we know, like I learned, I actually also learned piano and have taught piano. So I know how quickly it is to just reading the notes and just play on the keyboard instead of just reading letters, right? If you think about reading letters for music and versus reading numbers.
Yeah, so basically it's learning them, you know, teaching them how to apply what they are learning and how to attach something visual to it. So now the brain is working in multiple different areas to get to the solution.
Like, because when you just seeing normal number, it's very abstract, right? If I say 122, it's just like abstract. It doesn't have, it's just numbers. It doesn't really tell you the quantity of it. So the abacus method, it's more visual, and also the fine motor skills that we teach. And then one other technique that we teach is speed listening.
So, speed listening?
Yes, speed listening.
Wow. Okay, tell me more.
Yes, and that technique is actually from Japan. And we have incorporated into the abacus program. So when children practicing, they actually, instead of seeing the question, the numbers, they actually just hear the questions being told. So I can say 9 minus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2, and they just get the answer. So they don't actually see the numbers, but when they see it in their mind, and not even seeing the numbers, they seeing the beats representation. That's how they do the math, right? And it is very quick. And then we train them, after they know how to do a single digit, then we make it more challenging, is double digit. And then instead of just 2 numbers, they'll add 4 numbers, 8 numbers. So it's also training their brain like to the response time, right? And also focus. The focus is important. That's how we train them gradually, right? Initially there would be just 4 numbers as single digit. So their attention would be just very short. But gradually we have them hold their attention longer and longer.
This is amazing. So what I'm hearing is that you are not only teaching them math in a very different way, such as visual and utilizing other parts of the brain to come to the problem solution. But you're really teaching them other skills as well, especially the speed listening shows me that you really are helping them with different type of problem resolution skills that can obviously translate into other areas in life that benefits them. So tell me a little bit more in terms of, you know, I mean, you said that you are teaching this for 10 years, right? So what have you seen in terms of transformation for children? You know, how did their academic change? How did their maybe goals going down the road have changed? Like, what other benefits are of this method other than, you know, being and excelling in math?
Yes. Well, everyone, every student will see improvement, will use improvement, right? Like getting better in something. So it's not just about grades that the parents will see improvement. Like within like actually 6 to 9 months, I have witnessed some of the students that actually do have problem focusing that become focused. Yeah, like what we training on listening. That's the one that we can actually tell how much they have improved in their focus. And also we have a student that has advanced 3 levels in reading.
That's amazing.
Within 9 months. Yes.
That's amazing.
That's when we get the testimonies from parents that she was amazed that how the training in what's supposed to be math and has improved the reading level, that she has never seen her daughter jump that many level in reading.
That's
in
impressive.
Such a short time.
That's very impressive. So tell me, because you said you started doing this 10 years ago, how did you come up, you know, with this idea to do something like this? And so tell us a little bit about your story with the Abacus method.
Yes, actually, I was like always interested in math since I was a little kid, and I graduated from university in mathematics and focused on computer science. But when my son was around 6 years old, and I just happened to come across this method. I just thought, oh yeah, that's amazing. Even though I'm Chinese, like I have I've seen an abacus before when I was born and raised in Hong Kong, right? But not to that level, and of training children like how to do all the adding, subtracting, and multiplication and division. So I was interested, so I placed my son in that program, and I was so amazed. Like by the time he was almost graduating from the program, he did a demonstration with, actually we were at New York City. That's when they opened up a branch there, and my son was there doing demonstration, and he was doing 3 digits times 3 digits. I was watching it. There were 3 other kids that doing the same thing, doing the demonstration. They just write down the answer. As if, like faster than if I do you put it on the calculator. Yes.
That's impressive.
I was looking at it because initially I just thought, oh, my son just special so he can do it. And then I just look at all these other kids. I thought, oh, they can be trained. Yes, all of them. It's not just gifted kids, right, that able to do that. And then now with the 10 years that I have trained student in this program, I totally believe it is trained. But because of the method, it's because visualizing the beats movement that allow them to process a lot of information at one time. And so there's a logical steps too, right, in their mind going while they're doing the calculations. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why this is a skill set, not tutoring. We always people ask me, what's my learning center? Is it tutoring? I said, no, we actually train them a very specific skill set, but it carry forward to other area of life, and especially in the way of learning, because it is a new skill. So they actually experience all these different techniques and also memory. So when they actually get into other subject, whatever is on hand, their brains already trained to process things like really quickly. Yes.
That's impressive. So I'm hearing multiple benefits of this method, and it's something very interesting. And it sounds like that, it was falling into your lap by, your son taking it and wowing you. So this is impressive that
Yeah.
you decided, okay, what, this is great. Our family benefited from it. Let me give back,
Yes,
and let me show others as
yes,
well
that's
what they can
the
do.
story is like, because my son benefited from it, and I've been single parent since he was 4 years old. So by the time he was grade 10, he just finished grade 10. The age of that summer, I just said, get a job or do something. And he ended up just showing this method to parents that I surrounded with lots of parents. And we just did it for 2 months. That's what we thought of, just doing it for the summer. And then all the parents wanted to have their kids continue to learn this method. And that's why we started the center.
That's awesome.
That's how we
So
started.
because you are in your center right now, I can see, some of the background that you have. Tell us a little bit about, and you also talked about some online aspects and so on.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how are you able to deliver nowadays? How did the COVID lockdown affect you and so on? So how can really parents at this point who are interested in finding out more about this program really, benefit from this?
Yes. Because of COVID, that in Canada, our center was closed since March. So it's almost 6 months. So throughout that time, I have been training my existing students online, because we always have our system online that they come in. So everyone, it is a group lesson, but we also have them one-on-one time with the teacher. And we have our online system that they practice in class and also throughout the week. So it is very, it's individualized, so children can learn at their own pace. So combining, now we have a virtual classroom platform, which is not Zoom, and it's not just a physical classroom. What we use is a special platform that allowed children to be in group and easily move around to have the one-on-one time with the teacher. And also we can have a multiple share, so the teacher is able to monitor about like 5 kids at a time, right? And seeing what they do. And also with our what I can see from our application, we can see all the numbers, answers that being input by the students. So we can analyze what the issue is and get the help that they need.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So it seems that you were very quick on your feet, and you were able to cater to the change needs, and you were able to move this learning into an online platform, which seems to be very unique and amazing. But at the same time, obviously, as the COVID restrictions will be easing, you will be also able to offer again the in-person meetings, right?
Yes, but right now, we just see it as an opportunity that we can serve any children that's around the world, as long as there's internet access. So we can actually provide our service to a lot more family that they can benefit.
Very good. So you're telling me that this is actually the time for your business to grow, correct?
Yes, because this is something that they cannot get from a traditional school teaching. And this is a unique method that I would be happy to have information session for parents who are interested to learn more about what this method is. It is a secret because we were in a small little town, but now I'm ready to deliver it online. So it's a very exciting time. And normally we teach children as young as 4 years old. It's just because now is the first launch, I would take just from 6 years old to 12. Mm-hmm. But you will understand that our method is simple enough that I can teach a 4 years old within hours. They can do something like 4 plus 5 minus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Imagine that. So, lots of time I impress the parents just within that first trial lesson because this method is just so simple, right? And actually, we have been delivered this program to an after-school program of a private school for 3 years, right? So we welcome the opportunity to have school that accepting our method, and we can deliver this online for their school.
That's
Yes.
excellent.
Yes.
So
And
how can anybody, you know, whether it's organizations who are interested in learning more about this or individuals who would like to, you know, book a trial lesson for their children, how can they get in touch with you and, you know, find out more?
yes, I know like right now this one is going on Facebook. Contact me on Facebook, Annie Hardock, and you can see my name at the on the screen there, Hardock. And also send me an email, Annie@uxbridge.com, uxbridge.com. And this is where the center originated from. 10 years. Yes. I welcome anyone to get in touch with me, and I will give you that secret sauce of why this method works. Why this method works.
That's awesome, Annie. I really appreciate it. You know what? We learned something really interesting about you and your business today, and something truly beneficial, I believe, because what I'm hearing really is not just about math, but it's about a lot of other life skills that you guys are teaching, and the fact that, you know, your business is about to grow. And you know, you are obviously, you know, offering it now with the online platform, not only for locals but pretty much for anyone and everyone. I
Yes.
really invite everyone who is listening in today to please get in touch with Annie Hardock and you know, see how you might be able to collaborate with her, or how your family would be able to benefit from this method. So Annie, thank you so much for today.
Thank you, Annie. And thank you again. For any advice on music, financial, contact Annie. And how can people contact you too, Annie?
Okay, so this is going on Facebook as we discussed, and also on Instagram. So you're definitely welcome to befriend me on those platforms. And at the same time, I'm always available on my cell number, which is 416-543-6127, 416-543-6127. And you're also able to get in touch with me to get in touch with Annie. So again, thank you again, and have a beautiful day.
Thank you.